All right, so I'm sitting with a good buddy at a restaurant last night here on Maui. It's Monkey Pod Restaurant, if you're curious. Best food and drinks on Maui. Maybe the best food and drinks anywhere. Anyway, so we're sitting there chatting, and he says to me, you know, Brandon, you're like the ultimate willpower guy. Like, you say you're gonna do something, and then you just go and do it. Now, at this point, I start laughing because I'm like the absolute worst willpower guy ever. Like, if there's ice cream in the freezer, I'm eating it. Given a choice between working out or working on my tan, I'm gonna go hang out on the beach. So then he brings up a few examples. Like, he's like, well, you've written like 5 or 6 books. You post on your Instagram, Beardy Brandon, like 6 days a week that you're at the gym. So I see what he means. I do get that I get a lot accomplished, but before that sounds like I'm bragging or that I'm like some Superman, hear me out. You see, I don't have any more willpower than you, probably way less. So how do I accomplish so much? Well, when I say I'm gonna do something, why do I actually get it done? Well, my name is Brandon Turner. I'm an author, a real estate investor, and awkward, tall, wannabe surfer. And today, I wanna show you 5 methods that I use to hack my willpower to actually get stuff done. Stay tuned. All right, so let me give you a scenario and see if this sounds familiar to you. You decide to wake up early, but instead you end up hitting the snooze button like 47 times, and then you wake up at the last minute, rushing out the door like usual. Or scenario number 2, you say you're gonna save more money, but you end up spending every single dime. Or you say you're gonna stop fighting with your spouse, but then immediately you fall back into that regular bickering that has plagued your marriage for years. So why does this stuff happen? Why can't we just have the willpower to do what we want? Because willpower sucks. I don't have much, you probably don't have much. And the little that we do have is drained really quickly. So instead, I wanna show you 5 different ways that I hack my willpower to actually get stuff done. And can you do me a favor? If you find this video helpful, don't forget to poke that little thumbs up button below the video and tell the world this video is valuable. All right, let's get to the 5 hacks. Number 1, focus on pre-willpower actions. All right, let's talk about willpower. I don't have much. I mean, just yesterday, like I was at an outdoor festival here on Maui with my toddler. She gets this ice cream sandwich and she takes 1 bite of it. Now I'm trying not to eat too much sugar here, but she gives me it and she says, Daddy, I'm done. And of course, I can't resist it. So I eat the entire thing, pound through it. And even though I swore to myself I was not gonna eat any treats that day. See, 0 willpower. But here's what I discovered. While my willpower is generally just crap, I instead can focus on what I call pre-willpower. These are moments of clarity where the real battle is fought. For example, I know if it's late at night and I don't have any ice cream in the house, I'm not gonna get out of bed, get dressed, drive to the store at midnight just because I have a craving. But if there's ice cream in the freezer, guaranteed I'm gonna eat that. So guess what? I don't have it in the freezer. That's pre-willpower. Or another example, let's talk about waking up early. I'm not really a morning person in that I don't enjoy getting up super early, but I do get up early almost every single day. How? I don't rely on my willpower the morning of. I focus on pre-willpower actions the night before. For example, there's this great little app called Alarmy that won't let you shut off the alarm until you perform a certain action, like taking a photo of milk in your fridge or doing something simple yet maddeningly difficult at 5 a.m., math problems, before letting you shut off the alarm. Now, I'm no longer relying on my morning of willpower because I've set up my pre-willpower the night before. Number 2, change your environment. You know, in his incredibly insightful book, Atomic Habits, author James Clear tells a story of heroin addicts returning from Vietnam. In short, as many as 20% of returning service members were badly addicted to the drug. But here's what shocked everybody. Back at home, 9 out of 10 easily kicked the drug. What gives? Environment. It plays a huge role in what we do. If you're surrounded by runners and live in a great place to run, it's way more likely you're going to be a runner without even needing to rely on your willpower. Or you want to buy some rental properties or flip houses? How can you set up your environment to make willpower less needed? Maybe regularly attending real estate meetups in your area or becoming friends with a lot of local real estate investors. Or maybe you need to dedicate part of your home to be a place where you only do real estate investing work. And when it comes to getting stuff done, I'm a huge believer in changing my environment radically. So true story, I wanted to get into better shape. I also wanted to be a better surfer. So I literally packed up all of my stuff, put it into a shipping container, and moved my family across the ocean to Maui. And guess who lost 40 pounds and surfs weekly? Because my environment makes it easy. Number 3, focus on your M.I.N.S. Okay, the third tip for hacking your willpower is simple, and it's something I do all the freaking time. I constantly identify my M.I.N.S, my most important next step. Here's how that works. In almost every big thing you want to accomplish, there's a simple, small, usually under 5-minute task that's got to be done. So focus on identifying what that is rather than focusing on the whole picture. A great story that illustrates this was taught by BiggerPockets Podcast guest number 276, Bryce Stewart. So he talks about how he really needed to sell this truck, but he didn't know how to do that. It was a big task. He had a loan on it. He didn't know what to do, but he did know how to do something. So here is Bryce in his own words. Finally, I get to the point where I'm like, you know what? I don't know how to sell a truck that has a loan on it, but I know how to vacuum my truck, and that's actually free. That day, I went out with my shop vac, and I freaking vacuumed the truck. The next day, okay, I don't know how to sell the truck that has a loan on it still, but my wife knows how to take pictures. She's got a good eye, still free. So she takes pictures. All right, I still don't know how to sell a truck that has a loan on it, but I know how to make a Craigslist ad. That's still free. So I make a Craigslist ad. People start calling me. I guess I can let them test drive my truck. Did you guys see what Bryce did here? He just kept identifying his most important next step. And by constantly and consistently hacking away at those little trees, eventually the entire forest is cleared. And hey, by the way, this might sound familiar to you because at BiggerPockets, we recently launched a daily guided journal called the Intention Journal, and this is a major component of it. Each day you identify what your big goal is, and furthermore, you identify your most important next step for that goal. And then you schedule it. I mean, imagine doing that process every day. What big things could you accomplish? Try it out and see. And speaking of the journal, which you can get at biggerpockets.com/journal, one of the other keys to that journal's popularity is how it makes number 4 here so much easier. Let's get to number 4. Number 4, measure what matters. Look, I'll keep this short. Measure what matters. In other words, one of the ways I hack my willpower is by tracking the things that matter to me. It's super simple to add a check mark to a box, and that's really most of the tracking that I do for most things, but that simple action can lead to huge results. Here's an example. In my real estate investing business, we know that we'll likely have a great chance of buying some big real estate deals if we consistently make offers. So we track how many offers we make. Our goal this quarter is to make 25 offers on large mobile home parks with over 100 pads. Every time we make an offer, we check a box and then we celebrate. I do the same tracking with date nights with my wife, daddy-daughter dates with my daughter, days at the gym, mornings that I woke up before 6 a.m., and even the number of days that I don't work. Because I measure what matters. I record what's relevant. I track what I want to improve. And hey, there's a really great book on this topic that I'd highly recommend. It's called The 4 Disciplines of Execution. In short, it's a really simple yet incredibly powerful process for getting big stuff done in your life. Here's a quick summary of it. First, it's about setting big goals, or a big goal. Second, about setting regular actions called lead measures that are going to get you to the goal. Third, it's about measuring your progress in a stupid simple manner. And fourth, it's about being regularly held accountable for that. This book is a game changer. If you want to learn more about the book and you don't want to read it yet, we did do an interview with the author back on episode 328 of the podcast. And hey, I just mentioned how the 4th step of the 4 disciplines is accountability. Well, that's also my last step here in this video today. So number 5, accountability. All right, so as a spiritual guy, I'm a big believer in spending a few minutes every day reading my Bible. I just feel that it helps me have a better day, be a better person, get in the right mindset. But I'm absolutely terrible at relying on willpower to actually set aside time to read. All right, so I recently implemented something that's worked incredibly well for me. My buddy Adam, who has actually the same goal, he wants to read every single day, at least a small amount, we just simply send a text back and forth with exactly what we read. Very simple text, nothing more. And that simple 8-second task has kept both of us consistent for months now. Why? Accountability. Yeah, I've used this in a variety of ways in my life. I mean, I lost that 40 pounds largely because I signed up for a service called My Body Tutor. It's a really simple program that just matched me up with a fitness coach. And every day I write exactly what I ate that day and what I did for working out. And every morning, the next morning, I get feedback on how I did. That simple act of being held accountable to everything I eat has helped me keep the weight off. I also have a performance coach named Jason Dries who holds me accountable to a ton of different commitments that I make every week. And I have a mastermind group with a couple rock star real estate investors who hold me accountable to my real estate stuff. I mean, literally, they're actually both rock stars and real estate investors, which is pretty cool. There's also ways that I implement public accountability. Like I post to my Instagram story at BeardyBrandon every single time that I work out, as well as tracking what number workout it is. I also daily on my Instagram story actually take a picture of my intention journal so you can see everything that I'm working towards and how I'm getting there. So now I've got some public accountability because everyone following me is gonna see if I don't accomplish my goal. And hey, side note, notice how I'm also utilizing another one of these willpower hacks, measuring what matters, to really make sure I get this done. I mean, for example, like I write, this was workout day 30 of 75 in the quarter, 300 of the year. Now I'm tracking it every single day. So combining these different tricks is kind of like the ultimate hack to your willpower. Don't rely on just one. Use all of them as needed. Mix and match, combine, toss out what doesn't work, and seek to find more ways to get stuff done that doesn't rely on your willpower. Because I've said it over and over again, willpower sucks. Don't rely on it. Instead, hack it. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If so, don't forget to click that little thumbs up button below the video. Subscribe to our channel for more content just like this. Follow us on Instagram at BiggerPockets and at BeardyBrandon. For BiggerPockets.com, my name is Brandon Turner, signing off.